Hi, this is attorney Juan Santos. I'm a senior corporate and compliance attorney at Chapman Law Group. Today, I'm here to talk about corporate transactions and the change of ownership in the healthcare industry. This involves any healthcare business being sold or purchased by either a healthcare provider or a non-healthcare provider in the healthcare industry. For example, as you may be aware, when you have a healthcare entity or that entity has acquired licenses, third-party payer insurance agreements, certifications, among others. This is extremely important to have in mind when you're going to execute a corporate transaction. Why? There are two ways basically to sell a healthcare business, either through an asset purchase or through a stock purchase. Depending on what type of transaction you end up doing, it's going to have different type of consequences. For example, when you do an asset purchase, there may be certain insurance agreements or licenses that will not be able to change hands from one entity to the other, and the entity that purchased the assets of the business would have to get and acquire new licenses, new insurance contracts, etc. On the contrary, if you do a stock purchase agreement, you can do a change of ownership process and the new owner can continue operating under the certification licenses or insurance contract of the seller. This has to be analyzed in a case-by-case basis and depends on if it's an insurance company, if it's a healthcare licensing or a healthcare license issued by the state, if it involves Medicare, if it's involved Medicaid. So every change of ownership process is different depending on the entity or company that's issuing the license, the certifications, or the contract.
Quick break. If you're a healthcare provider or an entrepreneur involved in healthcare and have a legal problem, whether it's compliance, regulatory, DEA, criminal, or any number of legal problems, Chapman Law Group is here to help. Please visit us at chapmanlawgroup.com. Click the link below. Now back to the video.
It is extremely important when you're either going to sell or buy a healthcare entity that you contact an attorney, specifically a healthcare attorney. Remember, you're not buying a restaurant, right? There are many licenses, DEA, and certifications that are involved in healthcare that you don't have to deal with in any other industry. You will need to contact an attorney to let you know what the best way moving forward is, asset or stock. Remember, asset, you don't take over the liability. Stock, you may be liable for certain things. Only a healthcare attorney can assist you. So when you call Chapman Law Group, the first thing that we're going to do is analyze the transaction and figure it out what the best way moving forward is going to be, right? If you end up retaining us, we may start doing, if you're the buyer, a due diligence process in order to figure it out what the liabilities of the business are and what the best way moving forward is going to be. After that, you may be able to sign what we call, which is a letter of intent to begin the transactional process and ultimately figure it out if moving forward and purchase the business through an asset or a stock is the best thing to do. We will advise you of red flags. We will advise you of any hurdles along the way. And after the transaction, we have to deal with the change of ownership process so that the buyer can acquire all of the new licenses and the seller is not going to be liable anymore. All that process will be handled by us along with our consultants, and you're going to be in great hands. Thank you very much. See you soon. Have a great day.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe and hit that little bell down on the bottom to receive notifications of our upcoming videos.